How should Christians engage in debates on Facebook?
Oh boy. So here's why this is a really, really good question. I do have Facebook, and I think it's similar on other social media sites, Reddit or Twitter or things like that people tend to get more reactions, likes, dislikes when they say things that are more controversial, when they say things that are more prickly online. And when you say those kinds of things that are prickly, of course, you get the dopamine rush that comes from a lot of people talking back to you. But you say things then that you would never say if you were sitting face to face with somebody and looking at them in the eyeballs. The interesting thing is when you're on Facebook, you're actually kind of sitting face to face with 500 people who all have different thoughts behind their eyeballs, and you're impacting them in very different ways. So one of the things I would say before you post anything on Facebook is say, okay, if I was actually sitting with a human being face to face who disagreed with me on this issue, would I say these words and would I say it this way? So to be able to speak with kindness to people who agree with you and people who don't agree with you is important. And I think this particularly comes in the arena of political debates. We're coming up to a political season hitting this fall, that oftentimes people have a huge lack of grace and will only present part of the facts in order to make their case online. I would say be very, very careful about the way that you engage with that. We also tend to, I don't know if you know this, but the algorithms that are there on Facebook and other sites will tend to point us towards people who believe the same things as us, and you can begin to believe that everybody else in the world is an idiot who doesn't agree with my viewpoint. And because everyone else is an idiot, I'm just going to replay this viewpoint once again in a way that could be hurtful towards people who are around. I would say in matters of disagreement, it's best to have those conversations face-to-face, over the phone, one-on-one, if you possibly can. And if not, when you're on public social media platforms, to default towards grace and kindness rather than confrontation.